Hello, I hope everyone's having a lovely Saturday afternoon, or Saturday, I should say. It's afternoon here. Some places it's early morning. In Australia, it's already in the evening. So I have a few things to show here. One is a custom order, and actually I'm just looking for my magazine. I want to show that as well. So I want to show that first. So my client Diana bought one of my grain sacks, and she asked me to make a bag, and she gave me some measurements and a matching pencil case and a Christmas stocking. So I thought I'd show you what I made. And Diana, this is what's left. I gave you all of these little strips as well. I didn't throw anything out except for silly bits that you couldn't do anything with, because they can be fun to work with. You said you wanted to use them in your journal, so yeah, and you've got a nice biggish piece as well left over. So this is the pencil case I made, and I put this beautiful antique French lace on, some linen, and then this is an antique French fabric as well. I didn't want to cover up the beautiful grain sack, and I love the back. It's very simple. I just put a few little bits and pieces of the fabrics and a little initial. I'm sorry, Dan, I didn't have your initials, unfortunately, because they're very old. And then inside is, I've just put some fabric in there just to puff it up. It's just lined with a beautiful antique hemp. So that's the pencil case. And then I'll show the bag. So this, I don't know if it will fit in the screen. Let me just do this. Okay, so this is the bag. I did it your measurements, Diana, and I did a similar collage to the pencil case, the same lace, because you wanted them coordinating. And I was really excited. This was on the inside of the grain sack, and I found this lovely patch here. Someone had patched it up, and it's all been hand stitched, so I thought that should be a feature of the bag. And the other side is the same, except for obviously the feature where there was the repair in the grain sack. And then it has the pocket that goes, ignore the towel, that goes right across, 3 pockets, and then the snap button closure, and the same lining as the pouch. Now, I did procrastinate a bit with your order, Diana, because I didn't want to take away from the beautiful grain sack. So I made you this Christmas stocking here, and I really ummed and ahed about appliquing and this and that, and to be honest, I felt like it just took away from this. I didn't like anything that I tried on there, so I left it fairly plain with this beautiful top, and it's the same on the other side. But what I did was I made you a gorgeous fabric tag. I'll show you the tag, okay? So the tag is all hand sewn, except for when I attached it. I put some cardstock underneath, but this is, I've woven some of the antique grain sack with some linen and some antique hemp, and it's all hand stitched. I didn't machine stitch it. And then I put your initial on it, and then I put a Santa printed on fabric on the back. Now you can't wash this, obviously. It's got paper in it as well. And the only machine stitching is when I stitched all the layers together, just to make sure that it all stayed. And it's only looped through, so you could take it off if you wanted to. And again, it's lined with the beautiful antique hemp. So I hope you like those, Diana. Now, I'll send you some photographs probably before this video goes up. I finished my journal. Now, a lovely lady did mention on Instagram that I go too fast in my flip throughs. Well, sometimes I do that because I'm worried about, taking up your time and being repetitive, because sometimes I've done similar things in the journals if I'm showing more than one. And yeah, I'm just always mindful of the fact that I might be taking away your time. So, and I don't want to be repetitive. That's the other thing. So I thought I'd just quickly update what I did in my Christmas journal. Now, I have already shown the first part, but what I did in this little book, I might have to attach something there because it's shorter than the pocket, so it's hard to get out. But I just went, this was where I was making lists of things to do. I just went in, I didn't use it all, so I just filled it in with a few extra photographs. That's my husband making a big noise there. Um, anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, I just put some photographs. I didn't know where they should go. And then I'm not going to go into great detail about this because I already did a video a while back about this. So I'll just quickly, actually need to get my post-its just out of respect for those who don't wish to be possibly on YouTube. I don't know. I didn't ask. Okay, so, well, that's okay. That's Lulu. And then I did that flip out. And what I discovered that I particularly liked working in this journal, first of all, was all these pages that are different sizes. I really enjoyed those, doing different fun things on them. And also I really liked doing that with the flip out. And then I also learnt that I probably, especially for myself, I don't know about other people that I'm making them for, but for me, I need to put less pages in because I enjoy putting all these flip outs and things in, so it does become bulky. And I had to tear out a lot of pages, but the pages that I tore out, I used them as backgrounds. Or, for example, that was a double page that I had torn out and I put it in there as an image just on a page that didn't have anything on it. So, yeah, so that was I took a photograph of that. We were at our friend's place. That was a bread basket that I had made years ago and she loves it. And it's really tatty and it looks even better now that it's more tatty. She said she uses it all the time. Yeah, so, yeah, I think one of the things I like doing the most is doing these flip outs sort of things like that. So I'll just go through to where I was the other day because you've had a flip through of all of this part before. I think I started here, okay? And I really, the other thing I've discovered I really enjoy using the most are the printables because they can help you fill in a page without putting too much, and you can then write on them and then half cover them, and I just really like that. And I made this one overhang the page, so I don't mind showing the baby photo. This is me and my brother when we were little in the 70s, and then this was when my brother arrived. Anyway, I'm covering up their faces, so there's no point in that. This was a page that I had ripped out that I put in, and here I attached an envelope. So there we go, showing faces. Attached an envelope so I could just put some random things in there if I needed to. Oh, and this was the IKEA, not a doily, IKEA napkin that I glued onto there. I didn't do any Mod Podge. I just used, I PVA'd the base page and then I just carefully put that on, and then I tore it. So I got when it was glued on, I just tore it, so it was all torn. This was a page that I tore out and I just used it as a background, and I did a bit of collaging there. This was dessert. This is Christmas gift from my mother-in-law, some organic real Tuscan olive oil, and then just some images of our Christmas tree, and I love that vintage one. And then I loved using these. I'm going to use these this year as well from Calico Collage. I really enjoyed those. I just cover up my nephew there. Okay. And so then we went up to my husband's grandpa's house. They're not alive. His grandparents aren't alive anymore, but they still have the house, and it was built by his great grandpa, I think. It was built in the beginning of 1900s, end of 1800s, I think. But they have 17 hectares, and they still, Steph's mum and his uncle still go up there, his uncle every day and his mum about 3 or 4 times a week, and they have their veggie patch and that sort of thing, and dogs and stuff like that. And there's one of my doilies, and then this was just an image of my nephew. I really enjoyed using the IKEA stickers that I found. This is the Castle of San Leo, and a painting that's inside it's actually a fortress. Yeah, it was the capital of Italy. I said the wrong thing in the last video. In 963, so 963, it was capital of the Kingdom of Italy. And then in the 13th century, it went into the hands of the Montefeltro family, which was the Duke of Urbino. They were a family on a par with the Medici family, but in this region. And in fact, if you go to Urbino, you can visit the best preserved Renaissance palace in all of Italy. So it still has all the old plumbing, and it's really amazing. It's really worth a visit. And then in the 1600s, it became a papal property. And then it was transformed into a prison. And that's when Count Cagliostro was imprisoned there until his death. So, oops, get my little sticker, sorry guys. And so here I used Sarah's printable. I just love that. I was going to write there, but I actually decided to leave it because I liked it. So just cover my funny brother. He's very fun. So my older brother is really quite a hoot. He really cracks us up. He's, how old is he now? 52. But he's just hilarious. So one other one of Sarah's digitals, and it's just a narrow one, but I really like it because you just fill in that space there and you can write on it. IKEA stickers here. And this was going down into the torture chambers, and there's some of these instruments are incredible to look at. So I'll just remove those so I can use them in the next pages. So this was just between the two signatures. I covered up the gap with the William Morris tape. Here was, this was a page that I had taken out the gift wrap, and I just glued it on because this was just a plain cardstock. So I glued it, didn't glue it, I washi taped it and glued it, yes. And that's an IKEA sticker. And here, what's on here? Oh yes, I'll have to tell you about that. That's funny. So I'll just do this to cover their faces. There we go. So this is a journaling card. You've seen me, I think you probably saw me make that one. And so this here is it's a barrel, and it's similar to what they stored the wine in, a wine vat. And in the old days, probably in the medieval times and the Renaissance, if someone was accused of drunken disorderly behavior, they would make them walk around the town with the barrel on them so that they became a laughing stock. And so as my husband and my brother love drinking wine, we thought it was very appropriate for them to have a photograph next to it. I used Studio Calico's wording there. And then this was Count Cagliostro's cell. Now, I did say there was one doorway, but actually there wasn't a doorway. They put that in after he was gone. He actually was dropped in a window from the ceiling of the cell, and there was actually no door, and he had 3 rows of bars. You can see 1, 2, 3, because he was famous for being able to escape prisons. So they put him in this cell with no door and 3 rows of bars on the window, and he had to look down at the church because he was accused of being a heretic, and he was there in the 1700s. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about him. And then that's another one of Sarah's printables, which I really like. Here is one of my old postcards, a real one, and it didn't have any writing on the back. I just put one of my printables there and then just wrote a little bit about our trip up to San Leo. And what have I got going on here? Oh, you can hardly see it, but anyway, I better get my stickers. So this is in the doorway going into Cagliostro's cell, but it didn't exist at the time. And then these were just some documents that are there at the castle that I really liked the writing. And then this is a photograph outside of the ceramic shop. Unfortunately, it was very dark, and the gentleman sits there and hand paints the ceramics in front of you. So a really beautiful traditional Renaissance patterns. I didn't do anything on there. I thought I might come back to that. Here we were at our favourite restaurant, one of Sarah's printables. And then this is going up to San Marino. Again, just some of my photographs here. This was taken from Pinterest. This is an old writing. I'd made a pocket and I just threw a few things in there. And then just another photograph of Lulu here. And then my sister-in-law, and then one of Sarah's printables, a little bit of writing. So really you can see I slapped it together because I needed to get it done before Sass arrives in 19 days. It's official. She's on her way. This is my 3rd signature. There's not many pages left, so I thought I'm going to I put a few things there, but I'm going to put some photographs of my brothers in there of their trip before they arrived, because they did some really cool things. And this was a photograph that my dad sent us on New Year's Eve. He has a house in the country that he goes to on the weekends, and there was a copperhead on the front steps. So copperheads, as far as toxicity of their venom, are number 11 in the world. But they have very small heads and they're very timid, so they don't normally bite people unless you were to step on them or something like that. But apparently it was too close to the front door, so Dad hit it with a broom or something, and he thought it was dead, but he saw it a week later and it had a hunchback. So I don't know what happened to the poor snake. So that is my Christmas journal, and I think I've gone a little bit slower. I hope so. And I need to just find my magazine, because the last time I forgot to show my magazine. It's nothing too exciting, but it's by Casa Facile. I bought it last year, so you probably wouldn't be able to find it anywhere, but they might bring one out this year. I'm going to keep my eye out for it. And it was really just a Christmas issue, and the paper was that really nice matte paper, kind of like copy paper, but a little bit heavier. And it just had some really pretty Christmassy sort of, I won't show all of it, Christmas images like that sort of thing, that I thought would be really cool to use in my journal. I'm thinking, I was looking through it the other day, I'm thinking that I might even like to, like for example, that would be really nice on a page, and you can write on there as well. And I was just also thinking that there were some images that I really like that would be good as tags. Where were they? Not those. Like this is beautiful and lovely things there, and there and there. Here, I was wondering if I can go, I've got to remember to do it, go on Daphne's diary. I don't buy too many of those, but go on her website and see if I can get the Christmas issue, so that way Sass and I can use it while she's here. Yeah, there were a few projects in there. Like that's really pretty. You can use that as a paper. And then pretty things here, like this would be a super pretty tag, and you could use that as, I don't know, you could use those as tags as well. Really cool, I thought. So, oh, that's so pretty. So lots of things to play around with in this magazine. It says Natale, which means Christmas in Italian. And I mean, that would be something lovely to use. And here, I thought this would be a beautiful tag right there. Even that little bit there with the lights. Can't see. And look at these gorgeous Christmas stockings. They're like an advent calendar. So cool. Lovely room. So yeah, I won't show it all. You get bored. It'd be different if you could go and buy it. Then I'd show all of it to you. But it was last year's, so just flicking through very quickly. Yeah, I can see lots of things in there that I could probably use. Have a bit of fun. So pretty. Even here, you can get lots of tags or nice page out of that. It's nice on the other side. I wonder where those come from. Let's see. Etichette da scaricare. Oh, Design Sponge. Designsponge.com they came from, if they're still available. It says, yeah, the labels, you can download them at designsponge.com. I'll show that to you. See that? Designsponge.com. They're lovely. Oh, I'm going to go and look for those. And then just different wrapping. So they probably, yeah, they went through and showed just all different styles of Christmas, of styling your home. Yeah, Natale, like I'd use that. That's really cool. And this, oh my God, this is gorgeous. My sister will be wanting to take that from me. And I love that blue cake. Maybe this year I'll try not to be so traditional in my colours. The other thing I sort of realised doing that journal is that I need to, take notes as things go. If I can't keep up with the journaling, I need to take notes. like I did in Australia. And it's better to do it as you go, because if you can, because that way you're not slapping it together like I did at the end of that one, because I think I did a much better job on it in the beginning. I took more time and stuff, and then now because I had to finish it, I just quickly threw it in there. I mean, I'm happy with it, but I didn't take my time. Yeah, so this is the magazine that I forgot to show, that a few of you were disappointed because I had a bit of a brain emptied, sort of, I don't know. So, and I didn't show it. So that is that, and I think that's it for today. I have some I've done some updating in my planner, but I think I'll do a separate video for that. So thank you for watching, and I hope, Diana, you like the things that I made for you, and I will be back soon. Bye.